All major airlines in the U.S. and the national train firm Amtrak have lifted an order to wear masks with immediate effect following a ruling in a lawsuit that it was unlawful. The mandate to help stops the spread of COVID-19 was introduced last year and was recently extended. But a judge in Florida said health officials had exceeded their legal powers. The White House said it's disappointed with the ruling.
So this is obviously a disappointing decision. The CDC continues recommending wearing a mask in public transit. As you know, this just came out this afternoon. So right now, the Department of Homeland Security, who would be implementing, and the CDC are reviewing the decision. And of course, the Department of Justice would make any determinations about litigation.
For more on this, we can cross live to the U.S. and join our US correspondent, Rotimi. Rotimi, I want to say thank you very much for joining us today here on Newsday. Tell us the significance of this ruling and how it's been received.
Well, Aaron, the implication of this ruling actually is that no public or private entity is bound by the CDC mask mandate guidelines or policy. But with the option to keep the mask rules and in place, which may vary from city to city. And this quickly went into effect yesterday as major airlines in the country and rideshare companies issued statements saying that they ditch their mask mandates. And some cities like New York, public transit system, plan to actually keep its mask requirements in place. So once you're going into the subways, you're required to actually still wear the mask, but despite the ruling by the district judge and Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority actually said that they will make masks optional for riders on its buses and, of course, in the trains. And where this becomes more confusing is that maybe, for instance, in Texas, Houston, Texas, you might not require to wear a mask at the airports. But if you land in somewhere in New York, you'll be required to actually put back that mask. So that is how it could be a little bit more clumsy. But in the same vein, going back to your second question about how the people react, well, the vast majority of people are excited to finally do away with their masks. But the people who have pre-existing conditions, like people with health issues, whose exposure to the COVID-19 undermines their health and not in sync with this ruling.
So, Rotimi, will the Biden administration try to appeal this ruling?
Well, by all possible means, I believe. The White House actually called the court's decision disappointing yesterday, as you heard from Jane Psaki, and they vowed to actually seek an emergency stay to block the judge's order. The CDC is yet to make an official statement regarding the ruling, so is the Justice Department. So this may go as far as the Supreme Court to get clarification.
And Rotimi, what more can you tell us about the Florida judge who overruled this mask mandate?
Well, the Judge Menzel is an appointee of the former president, President Trump. And I mean, for some reasons, we've seen some judges that are leaning towards a Republican policy. We've seen judges that are leaning towards the Democratic policy. So, but I think for this has been in the works since July 2021, I believe. And finally, because obviously from where she's from, which is from Florida, Florida has a zero tolerance for mask mandates. They've ditched it a long time ago. So perhaps maybe she's going in that direction of the policies of the states and also by extension Republican policy, which we understand that some Republicans don't really buy the mandates of the CDC to force people to wear masks all the time. And when you look at the country, about 23 states, majorly Republican states, have actually opposed the mask mandate by the CDC.
All right, Rotimi, we want to say thank you very much for joining us here on Newsday. Have a lovely day.